Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Hurrah. Sorry about that. I had a stream all ready to go and there were 8 people waiting. And then I went live without choosing the right camera, which precipitated me shitting it. And I basically had to restart. Sorry about that. I see Brian. Brian understands. The old bait and switch. Excuse me whilst I cough. Good evening, Adam D. How are you? Oops. Sorry, I'm still sorting myself out. I could be here for a while if I'm sorting myself out, you know what I mean? Jesus. Did anybody catch the video today I made? It was a vintage haul. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to do any more vintage hauls, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to do any more hauls, really, but these were backups which were much needed, you know? The Roadster, as soon as I found out they were available, I was like, must-haves. And then what's the other one? The Hohan Club. I bought that, much needed. Because I might be selling one of my 50ml bottles to someone. I'm waiting for them to get back in touch. To see if they still want it, but if they don't, I'll just keep it. What else? I got to pour on a news very kindly, too kindly. Give me a bottle of Escada pour on. Sorry, I'm going to have to put a jumper on. It's freezing. Oh, I know what I'll put on. I've got this long sleeve t-shirt. I lament the death of the long sleeve t-shirt, you know. I fucking loved a long sleeve t-shirt. It was great. I've got one left, but it's not in good nick. I want to try again if it's a few. 4, maybe 5. 4, maybe 5. Oh, yeah. Pardon me. Sorry, I'm just pulling myself together. Like, I'm a little bit. Oh, you know, been a hell of a couple of days. Oh, where have I put my phone? Where have I put my phone? Jesus. Another moment, but there it is. Oh, right. Sorry about that. I am here. Let's have a look. What's going on? Brian, duck with the old bait and switch. Yes, sorry about that. I messed up the beginning of the video. I forgot to put it on landscape. Good evening, Adam D. Shiva Vareen, hello. Meow, says Floral Notes. Do you like the clever cat? I'm doing well, mate. How are you doing? I'm a little bit cold, but apart from that, I'm all right. I'm all right. Cuckoo, everyone. Cuckoo to you. Hello, Michael John. I was vintage duck down. I'm all right, Enrique. How are you? Lol, says Spy and Mash. Welcome. Yes, the goodies, says Shiva. Peter's on about aliens. He's going through another alien phase at the minute, Peter. Good evening, Christoph. Duck and cover, says Bob. Hello, Bri. Me and Bri doing a stream tomorrow night. At some time. I can't remember what time we said we were going to do it, but it'll be tomorrow. Don't worry. No more holes, said Spinosh. Well, yes, these were all backups, though, of fragrances that I love. And I got a couple of them for free because I knew it was just too nice. Wait there whilst I just blast everybody with the old... I've got some, not announcements to make. No, in fact, you know what it is? I'm not. I'm going to do that in a video. I'll do that in a second. One moment, please. And then I will pen this for all the people who would like to... Oh, now I've got to get rid of it. Okay, so my spine mash, Dutton colour, no more holes. Yeah, I had to get those because they were backups. Phil says, when did this nonsense begin? I wasn't notified. Well, I mean, hit that bell, as they say. Hit that bell. Yeah. You're 2 minutes late, Phil. Stay after class. Ah, Peter's let the cat out of the bag. Are you using the new microphone? I can't tell. No, I'm not using the new microphone. I have received my microphone today, thanks to the good people of Coffee, who contributed or supported the channel, can't think of the right word, to get a microphone. And I also got a ring light as well, which I used in today's video. I used the microphone in today's video, and I used the ring light. So thanks to the Coffee people. You are too kind. I'm going to do like a video, like not just like thanking them, but because I haven't bought the main bit of kit yet. I either want a laptop and a camera, or I want to get a new phone that's got like a really good camera on it, you know, and get it insured as well. I don't usually do that. Don't usually insure my phones or anything like that, because I usually just get like not budget ones, but you know, I don't usually spend more than 200 quid on a phone because I never used the camera before. You know, last time I got a phone, I never used the camera on it because it was before I had a channel, so I didn't care. I'm not a big one for pictures, but some of the money you can spend on a fucking camera now is obscene. You can spend 1,600 quid, man. I only paid 1,800 quid for my car. Christ. But I was kind of hoping for a Dragon's Den sort of thing, you know, like people on Coffee and that, when they bought us coffee and they bought I was hoping people would be able to advise us as well, you know, on what to get. But it's been a bit of a pig. Just trying to, me and Richie G were at the Metro Centre last night, and excuse me, and it's not as easy as it sounds, like, because you can't just base how good a camera is on the megapixels anymore. Like you need software, like it needs to have like good RAM and a good processor and shit like that as well. So it's more like buying a laptop, which makes us think, why don't I just buy a laptop? But then a laptop hasn't got a very good camera, so everything's just Pradeep says no one wants to buy a vintage Guerlain 125 ml Guerlain Vetiver €75. How vintage is it, Pradeep? Guess it's not that popular of a vintage. No, there's just lots of it. Floral Nut says he's not. I told him about StreamYard and it took him a year to figure it out. Yes, that's right. No more haul or pickups anymore. YouTube notification. Rich Mitch, vintage haul unboxing. Yes, that's right. And thanks to Greggy Boy, who also sold me a little bottle of Tumulte, which I've wanted for years, because it was a hype beast back in the day. Well, it wasn't a hype beast. It was more of like a hype animal, you know? Maybe it's like a vole or a weasel. Not Greggy. Greggy's lovely. But the fragrance, you know, and a little bit of hype, just a little. Only slightly. Frank says, hello, beautiful people from Dhaka, Bangladesh. He also says, scent of the day is Lidge. It's finally cooling down. It's been a bit nippy here today. Lily says, Frank. Pradeep says, Frank, morning thoughts. Morning thoughts? Covfefe link says Floral Nuts. Yes, I keep calling coffee covfefe as well. 13 degrees. It's chilly in London. It's fucking colder up here, I can tell you, Adam. Quick tease, says Phil. Burke Eckcock, greetings. How are you? Hola, Mitch. Scent of the day, Violette Volinka. Oh, how are you finding it, germs? Pat Lester, hello, Rich. What's the scent of the day? Today's scent of the day is Costume National Homme. It's lovely. I'm sure it was a rejected Tom Ford private blend. That's how it smells. Michael says, stop picking up bottles by the cap. Yeah, no, I need that tattooed on the underside of my eyelids. Lick the cream, says Eugene. Yes. Peter says, why not use it for the live? Oh, it's because I'm like lying down and I'm right next to the microphone. I'm right next to the phone. I just didn't have it. I just never thought, to be honest with you. I don't want to change it up now in case it fucks everything. I'll use it next time. My bottle is coming on the 18th, Eugene. Allegedly. Allegedly. They only come out at night. Allegedly. Scent of the day, psychedelic. Eugene got a compliment with psychedelic. Hello, Monsieur Eugene, says Pradeep. Love psychedelic, says Frank. Pradeep says, great interview yesterday. Did we like yesterday's interview? I have watched most of it back. I was trying to watch it at the time, but I was meeting Richie G again. So I couldn't watch it live, but I watched some of it back. Aren't iPhone Android cameras really good these days? Well, Frank, I use one at the minute. I've got an Android. I've got what have I got? I've got a Samsung A12, which is just like, it was like 130 quid at the time, you know what I mean? So my bottle's coming on the 19th hole, says Phil. How unusual. It smells like something not good enough for Tom Ford, says Peter. Peter's been in a rascally mood the last few days. It smells like something not good enough for Tom Ford. I don't know that it would have been not good enough for Tom Ford. It just might not have been right at the same time. But it does smell like a private blend fragrance, or even like a signature. It's about 21 degrees here, but air is crisper. Finding it cold, I pulled out a space heater. God, really? Bob says, LDE, expected arrival on the 22nd. Are you looking forward to it? I got Eugene's second and third fragrances today. I see the bubbles have stopped. Where'd it go, bubbles? Tried Violet Violinka today, says Eugene. How was it? Did you buy a bottle? I know. Did you get your Ouds as well? Are you going to be doing an unboxing video? Lily says, I just looked through the samples you sent, Bob. Some good stuff in there from what I heard of them. I am spoiled. Germ says, loving it, Mitch. I'm going to pick up a full bottle. Outrageous. The Violet Vilinka has impressed so far. No, Sebastian Furtado was enjoying it. And we're like Sebastian. He knows what he's talking about. Canadian Post sucks balls, says Shiva. This is a true challenge to my patience. Let me know if you have confusion with the labelling. Never mind the GPS tracker in there, says Bob. Current Tom Ford bottle smells cheap, actually. Shocking, says Pradeep. He's going for the maximization of the profit margins so that he can make the brand look more attractive to be sold. I think I know the name of number 2, says Lily. Well, don't say anything. Phyllis saying hello. Jesus, Bob. Huge. Oh, yes, number 2 talk. 21 Celsius in your town now, eh? Says Bob. Lily, zip it, says Eugene. Yes. So, I did get my ring light and my microphone today. I also got what else did I got? I also got my haul today. I also got a package from Greggy Boy. Oh God. It's been a busy day, put it like that. It's been a very busy day. It's cold as well. Very cold. Sorry, I'm just looking at a couple of comments on my channel. Sorry, I'm just replying. It's funny how the views always go up when I don't say anything. Interesting. I'm good at keeping secrets, says Lily. Rich Mitch doing makeup tutorials soon. That's right, I got a ring light. I'll be doing makeup tutorials. Fucking hell. I could go through my skincare routine. Hello all, says Antonio. How are you? Taffy says, as Eugene's pretend YouTube lawyer, I give him kudos for holding up so well under interrogation. Was that yesterday's stream you're talking about? Or just people asking him about what his fragrance is called? Are you getting a mic to go out in public and ask people for marks out of 10? Jesus Christ, no. If I can avoid dealing with the public, I will do. Oh, I'm going to drink some Sprite because it is cold. I mean, it's not going to get warm in here. Excuse me. Oh. thing about Sprite being cold is there's a lot of gas in there. And I don't want to make outrageous burping noises on stream because, well, I don't. So, there we are. Lily, let us know what you think of Pavarotti. Pavarotti's awesome. The former duck. Yeah. It was a little adversarial. Some questions I didn't understand. Some questions I did not understand one bit, if I'm being honest. But I don't know. Oh, how weird. Sorry, somebody's like, whoever has donated to me on coffee, thank you very much. I just can't get into it because I'm not on my phone. I'm actually using something else to read the chat, so I can't get into it from here. But thank you if you're there. All right, right now, Bo. Yeah, Lily, tell us what you think in real time about Pavarotti. And don't forget to say it's amazing. I absolutely love it. I wore it, not yesterday, the day before, I think. I wore Leather Rude yesterday. What a fucking frig. I've worn that for like a year. Scent of the day, Pine Ward Nocturnes. Thanks to Ramsey, says Antonio. When he said polo green, spot on. Outrageous. No, I've heard Ramsey talk about it, but I've never heard heard of it, if that makes sense. Like I've never like got anywhere near like smelling it or anything like that. I got some samples off Greggy Boy today as well, so I'll be doing a video about those. He sent me some stuff, and I'm very much looking forward to smelling it because they're from his cave. You know, like his private collection, like his private collection. Because he's got like a business, you see, and he buys fragrances to sell on his website. And when he does that, he sort of buys them to sell, but then he's got his own fragrances that he buys to smell. And like he buys to keep for himself. So he's obviously got like a great collection because he's been collecting for years. Interference says, hey Eugene, smelled the new Girl on Ouds yet? I think he has. Ah, so they had them. He says yes. Outrageous. I wonder if we bought any of them. Have you seen the new Girl on Shalimar flanker? The Shalimar, yeah, it's Shalimar. I was going to say the Samsara flanker. It's not Samsara, it's Shalimar. The Tonka bean one. That looks outrageous. Like, it sounds outrageous. I really wanted to like Shalimar, but I just don't. You know? I just don't. So, shit. But there we are. Oh, God, it's cold. Anyway, which did you like, Eugene, or are you doing a video on it, says Interference? Has the chat stopped? Because nobody's chatted anything for a little while. Oh, no, here we are. José Bloiget. Could you tell us how to pronounce your name? Because I feel like I've done all sorts to your name there. But welcome to you. José says, scent of the day, Teatro alla Scala, EDT by Krizia. Got it today, but not in the beautiful Art Deco bottle you got today. Ah. Oh, we both got it today. That's interesting. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. The bottle's amazing. The fragrance is even better. I mean, the bottle I got to splash, and I think it sounds like you got a spray. So that's probably why they're different. Eugene says still no uncut gem here. I don't think it's out until October. There's no uncut gem here either. 40-something Shalimar flanker, says Prodeep. Yeah. Yeah, there's many a Shalimar flanker, isn't there? I'm liking Pavarotti, says Floral Notes. Getting a lot of leather right now. Leather? I don't get leather from it. I get patchouli. Big patchouli. Baked patchouli? Big patchouli. Citrus, like zest. Yes. Big citrus at the top. But not sharp citrus. Yeah, another purple juice. Violet Verlinka sounds like a Russian ballerina, says Bob. It does have that kind of vibe, doesn't it? It's got like a... It's got like a honey trap kind of vibe. Excuse me whilst I partake. I haven't had much to eat today, so I've got a Mars bar here. Oh, Sprite. It's almost painfully fizzy. Like, it's sharp. Speaking of zest, you know? It's the zero sugar one as well, which means it's got that aspartame in it. Donald Rumsfeld will be buzzing in his grave. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Whoops. Oh, where's my phone? Things keep running away. Come back. I got a little leather in Pavarotti, says Bob. There's a little bit. Oh, hello, Bella Sense. How are you, Vic? Pradeep says, Quedange versus Violet Volinka. Interesting. I haven't smelled the violet, but I'm interested. Bob says, Archie experienced some excruciating pain, some delayed squeeze. Oh. That's not what that means. Some delay, at least. Last night with his damn wisdom tooth. I wished it was my back. It killed so much trying to get it in earlier for extraction. Jesus, that'll be a big one as well. Wisdom teeth are a nightmare to get out. I'm glad you're well, Vic. It is very cold, is it not? I don't know, maybe I'm just feeling it. Ah. What did I wear yesterday? Because that's what I was talking about. I was wearing a leather oud. And I very much enjoyed it. Very smoky yesterday, I found it though. There wasn't as much there wasn't as much beeswax apparent. And I always liked that about leather oud. That warm, buttery, soft, beeswaxy kind of thing, you know? Vic says, "Who tried Uncut by Frederick Mall?" No, Eugene said he wanted to, but he couldn't find it yet. James said, "I politely asked my wisdom teeth to leave. Do you have any wisdom left?" Micah says, "Afternoon all. Scent of the day is Tom Ford Noir de Noir." Nice. I wouldn't mind an old bottle of that. If anybody's got an old bottle lying about, I would love to smell it. That's something that's on my list, but I would like an older one. You know, I've always liked that scent. Right, it's a proper Tom Ford scent. Let's give us 2 minutes. I'm going to the bathroom. Welcome, friends. I do need to oil that door, do I not? Sorry, turn the video up. That was silly. Let's put you in the bin. Oh, isn't it strange? When it's fucking hot, you just want to be cold, and when it's cold, you just want to be hot. I think it's part of being British, that. Oh! Sorry, I'm chewing. It's disgraceful, really. So, yeah, my favourite dry down is Noir de Noir says Micah. Besides tobacco wood. I need to wear that again. I've got so much stuff I want to wear. And we're always like, we're halfway through September. So I've only worn 16 things, you know. Squeaky door and bum time, says Spy and Mash. There wasn't a squeaky bum, but there certainly is a squeaky door. I need to put some oil on it, like. It sounds like me hip. Saif, hello. How are you? Bob says to Lily, to me, Pavarotti always smelled of Chanel Pour Monsieur sprayed on a Pinot Grigio cork. Grigio. I just don't speak. I can't pronounce it. It used to be much better when I was a kid. Michael says, what are your thoughts on Dior's new Elixir Peugeot Jasmine and Patchouli? There is a couple of them that I would love to own. The rose one's amazing. Once it opens up, it's an incredible thing. But the prices are scandalous. The prices are absolutely scandalous. What are your like? You can't pay those prices for that. You can't encourage that madness. You know, if like not even half that man are worth. You're talking 3 mil for €350. So what's that? €120 per mil? Bullshit. Bullshit. Lily says, unfortunately, my lingering symptoms have dulled my olfactory receptors a bit, I feel. So not getting a whole picture here at the moment. Oh, no. Shiva says there are benefits to some squeaky doors. That if somebody you don't want to is trying to walk through said squeaky door, you will be alerted to the fact that they are there. Micah says, Loewe Pohon Modern worth it. Someone has a vintage on eBay for about 75 USD for 120 mil. Buy it. It's a bargain. Buy it. The new one is still nice, but it's not the same fragrance. It's a different fragrance. They did the sort of same thing that Dior did with Dior Homme 2020. A suitable fragrance for the year 2020, I feel. Absolute nightmare. Awful year. Wow. Big burp. It's almost painful drinking this Sprite. It's so sharp. Oof. Excuse me. I'm going to take some tablets. Let's have a look. Whack. So we take these tablets with Sprite. Don't know how wise that is, but there we are. Oof. Unusual. So, I have a little story. Just a little story, though. All right. Excuse me. Wow. It's so sharp. Do you remember was it a month ago, 2 months ago, maybe even 3 months ago? I did a video about Eris Parfums. I got the sample set, sort of. I got samples of all the fragrances. And I did like a little sample series on them. There was 3 videos. I did 4 in one and 3 in another or something like that. I tested all of them. I think there's 7. And then I did some on skin, the ones I liked. Well, yesterday or today, no, it was yesterday, I got some comments from someone called Barbara Herman on the video saying, wow, this is really good. Like, I really like your style. Hold on a sec. I'll be able to tell you exactly what they said. Where are you, Barbara? So many bloody notifications. Barney 5G. That's not you. There's Barbara. Aha. There she is. She says, I'm glad I found this, Rich. I love all the reactions, including sneezes and coughs. Scorpio Rising is very spicy. I laugh when some say I don't get spice at all. I'm the founder of Eris. I was like, oh, hello. So she then went on to another video. Oh, I have to go back through all the bloody thingies now as well. She then went on to another video of mine, and she said, you're cracking me up. I love a genuine review. I still think you should try it on your skin. This was before she saw the skin video. The sampling on skin. The allspice pimento berry might come out. Marbate equals my beast. Which animal? All of them. That's what I said. Try Marbate on your skin. It's a great hairy arm fragrance. I thought that was cool. Like, she went out and had a look online to see what people were saying about them and found the video. It's nice to get, like, recognized a little bit, you know? It appeals. I like that. It feels good. And she asked if she emailed me and said, oh, do you mind if I put, like, if I quote you on Instagram and I can link to your page if you want? I was like, oh, I'm not on Instagram, but like for reasons I've already told all of you, you know why. And she was like, oh, that's a shame. She was like, I'll just link to your channel if that's okay. I was like, yeah, no problem. So she did that. So that's cool. I've enjoyed that. It's nice. It's sort of like Ramsey and Russian Adam, you know? And how like Ramsey's become like mates with Russian Adam. Not that I'm saying I'm not mates with Barbara Herman, but you know what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Wow, Sprite. You are so sprightly. Woof. I thought that'd be mad. Imagine giving a dog fizzy drinks. I give them like some sparkling water. Oof. Excuse me. Right, that's the Sprite gone. Thank God. Ramsey is here. Welcome. As is On Average Joe. Welcome to you, sir. How are you doing? Joe Fro. I miss Joe's chops. On Average Joe had some great chops. I was loving them. They took us back. I don't know when to, but they took us back. I get a good deal. I got a good deal on Feeling Agile. We'll see if it's a good bottle when it gets here, says Interference. That's good. I'm looking forward to wearing that. That's a real autumn fragrance, you know. I wish I had acquired Noir de Noir when I started. Great stuff. Rather have it than say Portrait of a Lady, says Bob. Portrait of a Lady's just got massive, massive ISO-E super in it these days. Phil stays, got to run, you guys. Have a great weekend wherever you are in the world. Goodbye, Phil. Thanks for stopping by, Phil. Later, Gator, says Bob to Phil. Alan Hansen, welcome. Hello all. Scent of the day, a Boccanera by Otto Parisi. Adam says, Lily, 9 months and my nose can't detect some scent properly. Christ. Nearby people are getting a high dose, so yeah, team overspray for now. Nice. Nick N, you are here. Thank you very much, mate. I received your package the other day. I haven't replied yet because, well, to be honest with you, I just forgot. I'm not going to lie. It's just... meh. I'm just fucking a bad memory, but Nick has sent me some fucking outrageous stuff again. I keep asking Nick if there's anything I can send him, and he never says. JJ says, Rich, I don't actually know the reason why. Is it because of Meta? I totally get it. I suppose that's one reason, because I don't have Facebook either. I don't have any social media, so it's not just Instagram. But social media has never appealed to me at all. I understand when people say YouTube is social media. YouTube's slightly different for me because you can watch. It's like sort of like TV, you know, but it's also got this kind of interactive interface with it. I have always stayed away from social media. I just think that it's too intrusive. It's too much. It's like living in a glass house. You know, I like locked doors. I like my privacy. I like my own thing. I like to be able to put everything down and not have people. I don't want people from real life following my online life. They're two clean different things for me. There's a lot of people in real life I wouldn't want to know I had a channel. Although if they did, I would just be like, yeah, I have. Why? Quite strange like that. I always have been. So, but it's just a general, not even a mistrust. Just it doesn't appeal. You know, it doesn't appeal. Facebook especially was always. It was schoolyard stuff, and I know a lot of people feel like that, and I'm not saying Instagram's the same, but Facebook stuff, you see people like it's like being on the schoolyard again, and it's the last thing I want to do. If I wanted to stay in touch with everybody I went to school with, I wouldn't have like sacked them off in the first place. You know, it's just it's snoopers go on places like that. And I don't want to sit and have windows into other people's lives, and I don't want people to have windows into mine. Which is one of the reasons I try to keep this channel to fragrances if I can. I mean, there's obviously like bits of like other stuff comes out, you know, like different bits of my life comes out, but there's other stuff that you want to keep private, and it's I want to have a smaller internet footprint as well. But it Meta is part of that. Zuckerberg's like his fucking company is just like, it's outrageous, really. If you'd said 70 years ago to people when the book 1983 came out that everybody would be walking around with a tracking device in their pocket willingly, they'd have laughed at you. But here we are. Hello, nonsensical. Scent of the day, Edinburgh. It's become my daily morning driver. Haven't decided on scent of the night yet. Daryl. Hello, Daryl. How are you? It is nice to see you here. 7-Up is better, says Bob. Oh, no. No. Adam D says, yep, Bobby, it works wonders. Get loads of cuddles. We like cuddles in this house. Lily says, Rich, got any chops? Nah, I'm not. I couldn't pull off a chop. I couldn't pull off a chop. Transitions are seamless with Noir, says Micah, who says he also prefers Noir to Noir over Pole. Outrageous. Rocky with Pole, at least on me. WhatsApp is meta, says Floral. Yes, it is. But it's also peer-to-peer. It's also like what? It's also one-to-one. There's an element to me about that as well. I'm much better one-to-one than I am in groups. You know, if there's a large group of people, I'll usually just go into myself and I'll back off. If there's a small group of people, especially if I know everybody in the group, then I'll like chill and just like mingle and all that sort of thing. But when there's lots of shit going on all at the same time, I don't like it. Alan says, odd question. Any suggestion where to purchase Chopard fragrances? Chopard are available in the UK, Alan. So if and when you come over, mate, there is a shop around here called Phoenix, and they've got some Chopard. You know, the Maliki. You know, the Maliki fragrances. They've got them in my local shop. I think they've also got Chopard on a couple of online places as well. JJ says, I have to use a ton of privacy ad block anti-data mining plugins on my browser to feel comfortable using it. Yeah, it's there's a lot going on, you know. They're always trying to get their fingers into your pie. Forgive the outrageousness of that sentence, but you know what I mean. Some people like fingers in their pies, and that's fine. But if anyone's going to stick their finger into my pie, it's going to be Eugene. But if it's not Eugene, it's going to be me. You know what I mean? Not Prince Charles, though. Did anybody else see that picture of his fingers? Good God. They look like those little sausages, chipolatas. He's obviously got like arthritis in his hands and his fingers, bless him. But his hands looked angry. His hands looked like, oof, quite sore. But I understand it with Instagram, Facebook. It's different than WhatsApp. Yeah, WhatsApp's one-to-one. Mr. Shoemaker. No order, no war, says Bob. Lily says, Facebook started sending me email notifications on my friends' activities, which I swear I turned off. Yes, they'll decide what you want. Don't worry about that. Bob says, 100% agree, Rich, about social media being a cunt. It is. It is. It's rotten. It'll rot you from the inside out. You know? It will rot you from the inside out. YouTube is my one outlet, and I love it. I've got it to work for me in that, not financially, but in the community aspect of it. I love this. I love what we're doing now. I love the videos I make. Even though sometimes I've got to sort of like force myself to do it. I understand everything. There's a few people from real life who know I do this, but they don't necessarily watch. Whereas Facebook, people are always watching, you know, and it's weird. But I like this and I'm comfortable around here. Nick says, scent of the day, Le Parfum de Thérèse, Mal Rudnitska. Yes. Yes. JJ says, stupendous, Nick. So I heard that they have discontinued the 30 and 50 mils of Parfum de Thérèse. So just beware, that's all. Legoist is here. Evening all. Late to the party again. Scent of the day, wait for it. Bleu de France. Bernard Lalonde. He was trying to get us. Cuddles. Yes. Hugs. Not cuddles. No one likes cuddles. But everyone likes hugs. Rich is always the odd man out in an orgy, says Galen. Eugene says ducks of a feather back of bottles together. That's right. Favorite pie, says Floral Notes. Not sure. Actually, I'm not huge on pie. I like pasty more than pie. Humble pie, says Eugene. A to Z says he fired 100 members of staff while he was in church. I don't know that he did that himself personally, but 100 members of staff were basically given the notice while he was at the church. Alan says, as a nurse, I can't get pie without thinking of Dre. Did you forget about Dre? What happened with Dre? Why were you thinking of Dre? It's the Christian thing to do, says it. That's right. Eugene says, the package just cleared customs. Hopefully another week before I get your bottles in my hands, says Interference. I couldn't wait that long. Anush sent me a package on Tuesday and it arrived. No, sorry. Anush sent me a package on Wednesday and it arrived today. That's from the east coast of Canada to the UK. Blasted customs, says Bob. Interference, 20-minute hugs, says Floral. Snuggles, cuddles, says JJ. Yes, we love snuggles. Have you seen those theaters in Japan? I'm sure we've talked about this before. Have you seen those theaters in Japan where they've got beds in and everybody just like gets into bed with someone else and the spoon and watch a film? That sounds incredible. Although I'm sure it's a high for sexual assault. If you weren't sexually assaulted, that would be awesome. You know, if other people could be like trusted. That is just such a great idea where you could just like spoon with somebody and watch a film. Just a random anybody, you know? Let's spoon and watch a film. Yes, let's. Who are you? Doesn't matter. Imagine if all of those people were into like fragrance as well. So like you could like get wafts of each other. God, that fucking Jesus. There's a gap in the market there, although that is incredibly niche. Snuggles, cuddles, read that, love pie, all of them, even blueberry and cherry. My mom used to make an apple and blackberry pie, and that was nice. Doesn't anymore. A little bit sour, a little bit sour. Not Dre, DRE. Same thing, isn't it? Sorry for the confusion. What is DRE, Alan? I'll stop being facetious. What is DRE? That is peak kink. This is it. Is it the Japanese thing, not blackberry pie? Could be both. What counts as sexual assault in that scenario, says Captain Blimp? I'm not sure. I don't know. But I imagine people like there'll be some dodgy, almost certainly men, who will be touching women's boobs and that sort of thing and trying to put fingers in places that they shouldn't and other things in places that they weren't expecting, you know? But if you could just have that where everybody was just nice, and just, I'd like that. Scent of the Night says Georgie Blanche. You're going to have to tell us how you pronounce your name, Matt. Georgie Blanche. Sorry, I feel like I'm absolutely ripping your name to bits. I'd really like to know how to pronounce it if you want to tell. I need pie now. What's for dinner, says Eugene. You get steak and ale pie. Have you ever had that? Steak and ale pie is a big thing in like the north of England. Not for me personally, but there are lots of unpicked blackberries on my hike through the forest today. I'm thinking of live streaming my hikes. It's not a bad idea. I do blackberry jelly with my PBG, peanut butter jelly. Jam and peanut butter, so American. That is just unthinkable. Like, I've never even thought of that. I've heard of it, but I've just, it's not the type of thing I would ever. Bob, I'll take 3. I love blackcurrant jam too. Yeah, my mum made some blackberry jam. Sorry. Blackberry jam. And she overboiled it and it came out a little bit bleh. Went a little bit caramelized, Not great. Wait, what about boobs? Just arrived, so I didn't catch up, says Spaced Out. Well, I'll tell you about boobs. If that's what you want. What kind of pie are you looking for, says Lily. Personally, I'm not looking for any pie. I had a lasagna for tea and it was nice. Good evening, folks. Hello, Flight and Gravity. How are you? All kinds of pie was stipulated, Lily. Bon Mama conserves are amazing. I've heard of that before. Best sandwich ever, peanut butter and jelly, says Antonio. Good evening, says Manly Sense. Good evening to you, Square. How are you? Autumn is pie season, especially in states like Maine. Yum, says Bob. Peanut butter and jelly over beans on toast. No, no, no. Beans on toast is just immense. Fighting words, germs, says Florence. That's right. Them's fighting words, partner. Pat Lester says, Rich, have you tried any of the bottles from the Gentleman Collection by Adamy? Oat moss and leather notes are very prominent. Which one is the Gentleman Collection? What are some of the fragrances in it? Legoise says, was wondering what happened to Dimitri fragrance review. Nothing for a year. Noticed recently Dimitri posting again, unrecognizable in a very convincing Aussie accent to boot. Jesus, where's he posting again? I haven't seen him. Dimitri fragrance review. Yeah, I remember him. He always had his hairy chest out, and he had a beard as well. Peter says, I just had a spoonful of peanut butter by itself. Good for you. I got one without palm oil. It's just peanut butter and sea salt. Flight and Gravity says, I need to thank you for getting me interested in Les Indomitable. That's quite all right. Scone with blueberry conserve and Cornish clotted cream and a cup of tea is a great pick-me-up in the afternoon. That's why we have afternoon tea, of course. Pat Lester says, JBL, Havana, got that. Devon, got that. Tuscany, got that. Aramis 900, I've got that as well, mate. I don't have JBL, though. I used to really dislike peanut butter, says Fragrance View. It's just going off on a peanut butter tangent, really. But I always thought it was weird because I eat peanuts. So I bought a jar and just went for it. Well done. Just get right in there. I don't like it on a sandwich. It's gross on bread, but by itself, I don't mind it. He's just doesn't like it on a sandwich. Good Lord. It's really nice on ice cream as well, actually. Grilled cheese sandwich with Worcester sauce, says Adam. Yes, a classic. Pat, I have all of them. What's your main concern, says JJ. I've got all of them apart from one. JHL. JBL or JHL, I can't remember. Got full bottles of Indonesian Haiti and 10ml decants of 4 others. Lovely stuff all round, says Fight. It is absolutely stunning. The two colognes are absolutely immense. The 2 colognes are absolutely brilliant. I prefer the Haiti one because it's a little greener and I like the vetiver. I like the way the vetiver's used and it gives it that like sparkle. You know, I think when you put like a little bit of like citrus on top of a vetiver, you get this really like sparkly bright greenness. and it's fantastic. Manly Sense says, what are your thoughts on mandate, Rich? I'll go on a mandate with you if you want, Manly Sense. That sound. But no, I've never smelled it, mate. Not off the top of my head, I haven't smelled it, though. Or if I have, I can't remember it. That might be a more accurate way of putting it. JJ says, JHL Aramis 900 are my two favourites. And you need not a vintage of either. No, the recent ones are quite good, actually. All of mine are older bottles, but I always used to go to the Aramis section in the department store and smell them. They're not there anymore. I don't know if that's because they're discontinued or they're only available online, or the department stores are just bastards, which isn't beyond the realms of possibility. But yeah, they always seem to do good formulations, Aramis. I've always thought Tobacco Reserve was really nice as well. It's very green. Someone was talking to us about it today. It's very green, like a green tobacco leaf. You know, like its peak at its peak of life. You know, where it's operating, functioning at 100% verdant. Bob says, Les and Dem. Hey, that Iris Pearl is a winner. It is a very nice fragrance. I thought about getting it, but... Jonathan, hello. Mitch, Stephs, how are you? I hope you're well. Please ask anything you like. Do you still like Vanille Havan? Is it a love or like? At the minute, it's a like, mainly because I haven't spent enough time with it, though. I do really like it. Like, I really like it. But I haven't worn it enough to say that I love it yet. You know, I try to be as discerning as possible when I come to saying about fragrances I love. Otherwise, I just say that I love everything, you know, and I don't love everything. JJ says, Pat, Devon is fine in GC form, but I do have a video on my YouTube regarding the differences between newer and older versions. I like videos like that. Tuscany per Uomo. Minimal difference. Not enough to warrant spending top cash. I get in the vintage a lot more. Do I want to say smoke? I'm not sure I do want to say smoke. There's this kind of I don't know, the leather is a bit more smokier in the older version, but it might just be skin chemistry that. The new ones sound. But I didn't like. The thing is that, like you say, I wouldn't go out and spend top money. I managed to get a few vintages off a Noosh at a really, really good price, so I didn't spend top money. I would also agree on not spending top money on the vintage Tuscany. Don't go out there and spend like 100, 200, you know. And you missed New West, a version of Cologne, says JJ. New West, I don't think I've got that. Hey, John, good seeing you on Fragrance Journey stream. Yes, that was good. I missed that stream. I was gutted. Adam says, if you can't bring a date, take a mate. Good call. They'll often hide them or just stop selling in brick and mortar. Yeah, that's right. Stephs says, Mitch, is there any major differences between gold cap heritage and silver cap heritage? Not for me. if you are someone who is an adamant vintage collector who wants to have the original of everything, go for the original, but it would be merely for collecting purposes. There isn't that much of a difference. To be fair, the brand new Heritage, well, not the brand new one, the one in the Listerine bottles is sound too. You know, Guerlain do good reformulations because they've got in-house perfumers. I've discussed my theory on in-house perfumers and reformulations. You could always have a degree of certainty where there's an in-house perfumer working on a reformulation, you know, because it feels like there's like an air of continuity about them. Does that make sense? So you've got Olivier Polge. He's been at Chanel long enough now where it's going to come to the point where he's going to be reformulating his own work. And you've got to remember as well is that if he's reformulating anything for Chanel at the minute, he's reformulating his father's work. So there's that know-how, there's that continuity. Whereas I believe most reformulations are done by a random perfumer waiting who is just being assigned a brief to reformulate an already made fragrance. And I think they often give those briefs to junior perfumers or inexperienced perfumers because they may see it as easier work. It's just a theory. I have nothing to back that up. I'm just saying I think it makes sense. Put it like that. But I wouldn't get too worried about the difference between the gold cap and the silver cap. There's the difference between hair and fur, you know, very small. Oh, good heavens. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. That was good water. Justin, evening to you. I bet you smelled Mandate aftershave 100 times on others, though. Possible. JJ says, oops, sorry. I've just gone to the very bottom of the chat there. Completely fucked it. JJ says, minimal, so minimal, but I'd love to hear Rich's take. Yeah, I would agree. It's tiny. Eugene says, Rich, is the Leon the greatest of all time? No. 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 Stop that. Hello, Mix. Love your channel and thanks, JJ. Says Stephs. Thanks, Stephs. JJ's got a channel as well, if you didn't know. I don't know how to link to other people's channels because I am shite. I'm doing this on my phone, but if you click on JJ, you should be able to just go or even just search his name. Love Vanilla Van. Can't wait to wear it this winter, says Brad. Yeah, I'm looking. Yes. It's cold enough here today. There's a nasty little nip in the air. You know? Very, very, like, nippy. You know? Cold. Adam says, be right back. Got to nip out for a sec. That's okay. Bob says, Rich, Le Leon or lemonade? Yikes. I don't mind lemonade sometimes. Lemonade's okay sometimes. I usually like to put lemonade in, like, like Robinson's sort of squash. You get like a little bit of Robinson's and then pour water in it. I usually like putting lemonade in that. That's really nice. JJ says, I'm perfectly happy with my Heritage Listerine bottle. Yeah. Yeah. I think Richie G's got one of them. He's got the Habit Rouge one. I know that. Ariatrion. Oh, Duck Stream on a Friday. That's right. Nice. Hello, everyone. Hello to you. Bob says, Eugene, was the Guerlain boutique crowded? Excuse me, first yawn of the stream there. What time are we on? Half 9. We'll keep going for a little while yet. Lagan Dam says, good day, Rich, JJ, and friends. Scent of the day is Laurent Maison, a radical lotus. Has a delicious guava note. I like the word guava. 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 Ivar is heaven. What's that? Flight and Gravity says, Eugene is here. I should be receiving Le Delire Exquis next week. It was steady, says Eugene. JJ says, I share that same theory among many others. Theorizing about what's going on is like quite fun, isn't it? You know, I understand the appeal of like conspiracy theories and stuff like that and all that sort of thing. I understand the appeal. I mean, obviously some of it's like batshit and then some of it's outright dangerous, but we're talking about perfume here, you know. It's not like we're going to end up doing anything outrageous and getting arrested for it. Could get sued for some of the shit we'll come out with, but at least we won't go to jail. Anyway, Eugene says, Flight and Gravity, they've cleared customs anytime now. Nice. I would love to step inside a standalone girl-on store, says Bob. Bob needs to visit the mainland again. Lily says, sure, they have the blueprint, just fit it into the new regulations. I'm getting is how it goes. Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Exactly. The boutique has closed and moved into a department store, Bobby, says Eugene. Damn. How challenging is it to become a perfumer? I imagine it would be easier to become a fucking brain surgeon. From everything I've heard, one of the main reasons is I know like a lot of people are like, you know, DIY, figure things out yourself. And it's a brilliant thing that, you know, people going out there and learning how to do stuff and being independent. But I have a feeling a lot of the reason behind that is because it's so hard to break in and get in to being a perfumer. Like, you've got to have a lot of capital behind you. You've got to have, in a lot of cases, contacts. You've got to have like education and a background in certain things, so that shrinks the pool even further. There's a lot of snobbery in these places, you know. So I imagine it's easier to become a brain surgeon. There's a nice little girl-on boutique at the Bellagio in Vegas that is a treat to visit, says Jonathan. Steph says, damn, I paid $45 more for the gold cap, but the atomizer does not have the gold up top. It has the stick like atomizer. I don't know if that's more desirable. It probably is more desirable, but $45 isn't like, you know, if you're spending a lot of money and you want to spend the extra, that's sort of like where the vintage sort of thing comes in, you know. It's like, it's, in a lot of cases, they are outrageously more expensive and it's scandalous. $45, I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. You know, you'll be okay. You've got a good perfume. You've got a great perfume, one of the best. But now you know that you don't necessarily need to do that again. So wear it and be happy. That is one of the best things to do with your fragrances. Wear them and be happy. And JJ says, you're good with what you have, but now you know if you ever run out, you won't need another bottle like that. Yeah, exactly. Rich, you are chewing your mic. I assure you that I am not. Easier to fly a shuttle to the moon, says Eugene. What's lemonade to you, Rich? Here it is lemon juice, water, and sugar. Yeah, and it's fizzy usually. John, I almost went to Vegas with girlfriend thinking of just that. Why not, JJ, says Stephs. I'm not chewing my microphone, I promise you. I don't have a microphone in. Nice, I like it there. Good memories. I'd love to go back soon, says Jonathan. I got a silver cap for 95 and paid 140 for the gold cap, JJ, says Stephs. Ooh. Scent of the day, Vetiver de Pierre. De Pierre who? Jonathan. Manly Scent says scent of the day, Polo Modern Reserve. Micah says in-house perfumers reformulate well. Yeah, because they've got a vested interest as well. The silver cap has cellophane, so I did not open it to test, but the gold cap did. Did not have cellophane, so I've been using it, JJ, says Stephs. Sound? Keep using it and be happy. Interference says you have to have a chemistry degree according to Rod. Yeah, they want you invested. That's what they want. They want you invested. And the problem is that you've got to have money to invest. And if you don't, then you can't. And you are disenfranchised. It's all well and good if you've got the money. But if you don't, then what the hell? You're not getting in. It's easy to become a perfumer. Just ask Antonio Centeno. It's hard to become a good one. Ah. Well said, Manly Sense. You've got to have talent as well. You've got to remember that. Micah says even the newest package one is solid. I hate those bottles. They're very, very unergonomic. I don't know if that's a word, but they're very they're difficult to hold and spray at the same time. They're a bastard. And I've got big hands. You know? I imagine if you haven't got big hands, they're a pain in the arse. JJ says, self-taught here. There's a lot of trial and error and it's so expensive, a huge risk undertaken. Yeah. Thanks for the advice, Mitch and Juju. Your wealth of knowledge is amazing. It's quite all right. A slab head can be a baller. Miguel Matos can be a perfumer, so you can be anything. Bariatrion. Sharp. Was Olivia Creed self-taught? He was on a lucky streak. Yeah. I don't think you can teach what he had. I think you've just got to be born that way, you know? I think we're all at a point where getting a perfumer's organ makes sense. And just like Juju mentioned previously, buy natural and synthetic aroma chemicals and just mess around with them. Not for the sake of making fries, but for educating our noses since we're all addicts. The problem I've got with that is I'm quite happy. I don't want to say to be ignorant, but I suppose that's exactly what it is. Of the hows and the whys and the wherefores. So that I can still be surprised and amazed by some of the stuff that happens, and I don't know the chemical makeup of stuff, you know. Antonio Centeno is the guy from Real Men, Real Snake Oil. Ah, he's not the guy who's selling pheromones, is he? So somebody out there selling pheromones, and I know Houdini rages against that. Because he's like, you know, Houdini's like a scientist. And he's like the pheromone thing, just there's no proof that it actually exists whatsoever. And I tend to side with Houdini. The new Girl On bottles are too wide. Yeah, they're just like fucking trying to hold the bastard things. It's an absolute nightmare. It's a bit like, I'll tell you what it's a bit like. Do you know Encre Noir bottles? I love them. They're beautiful to look at, right? But it puts us off wanting to spray them because it's such a pig trying to, like, you hurt your bloody hand. You pull a bloody ligament in your wrist if you're not careful. You need to use two hands. There is nothing better than getting hold. I'll tell you who's really good for the bottles like that. Serge Lutens. Even the Graziel bottles are like, they're amazing. You just pick them up one hand, bang, spray, beautiful. Thank you. And it's a nice experience. The Chanel bottles. Chanel bottles are amazing. Like even the 200ml Les Exclusives feel amazing to spray. Is Robertet the best supplier of fragrance oils? No idea, mate. Jonathan says, excellent little haul in today, all the way from Malta. I wonder who could have sent that. JJ says it's an awfully great supplier for naturals and bases. Shadabo as well. A lot of people use Pellwall. And what's the other one? Perfumer's Apprentice, maybe? His gift was for sociopathy, who Mr. Creed. You're not wrong. Anyone experienced with Perfumer's Apprentice? Not personally, no, but apparently they're quite good. I know Perfumer. I know Peter's used them before. I don't know if he's actually used their stuff in his perfumes, but oh, excuse me, whilst I itch my face. Good lord. Beard's coming through a bit at the minute. Sorry. JJ says, Jonathan, I obtained a lot of materials from them being Perfumer's Apprentice, creating perfume and perfume supply house. A to Z says, JJ, do they do sampler sets? There are some obscure notes I am not familiar with. And JJ says, A to Z, you can get rubber 10 materials from the retailers I listed above. Writing it down. Thank you, JJ, says Jonathan. Flight and Gravity says, Creed's 100ml bottles are a bitch to handle as well. See, I find that the Creed 120mls are sound. I bought Tabarot Millesime the other day and I'm selling it. Don't like it. Tobacco and ginger. No. Just doesn't suit it. Perfume's in great condition. It's not like it's off. I just don't like it. You know? I just don't like it. Hermitage oils too, says JJ. I used to do ad copy for them. Nice. Eden Botanicals, that's right. Almost shaved my beard today. What? By mistake? On purpose? Christ. That's not much fun, Jonathan. You're all right there. At least you didn't nearly shave your hair off. God. Sensational hair. Massive. Man's got more hair in his 50s than I did in my early 20s. So hot after doing the lawn. You could trim it a bit if you wanted, or just go in the shower. Cold shower. I had a bit of a shower today. It's an absolute nightmare for me getting in and out the shower, you know. Fucking hell, because the shower's in the bath. Oh. Don't get a bad hip. That's all I'm telling you. You don't appreciate how fucking handy your hips are until they go. I'll hit the barber next week on my vacation. Where you going, Jonathan? Where are you, guy? So, yes, today's video was done under my new ring light and with my new microphone. So I hope there is a difference. I'm going to do a little video about that because they were bought with the help of people who donated through Coffee. And sorry to the person who was donated while I've been on stream. I can't check who it is or I'd give you a shout out. But I'll do that when I get off. I always say thanks when people contribute. You don't have to do that. I very much appreciate it. Jonathan says, you know. Stephs says, I just bought 7 bottles of Prada Infusion Dom. This guy was closing his business, got decent deals. Thoughts, Rich Mitch? 7 bottles is a lot of bottles, but if you love the stuff, well done. Because people pay big money for that, and I've got to be honest, whichever fragrance replaced it, I thought was brilliant. I couldn't tell any massive difference. And again, Prada has an in-house perfumer. And I can't remember whether it was Iris Cedra or whether it was just Iris, Parfum d'Iris. But the successor to Prada Infusion Dom was sound. I've got a little 50ml of the Infusion Dom and it's fantastic, but it's not worth the prices that it's going for. JJ's right. Buy them out and sell them for a profit and sell like 4 of them. You'll get the other 3 for free. You'll probably even cut a profit on that because the prices it's going for, like I was saying before, unless you're a collector of vintage and original bottles, you want the one that says Infusion Dom. I'm a bit like that, I must admit. You know, I had 2 bottles of Bellamy when I eventually ended up buying the original shaker bottle. You know, didn't need it, but I wanted that original bottle because, of course, I did. I'm a vintage collector. You know, I can't rationalize it to you. I can't explain it to you. It just is what it is. Rod Stewart's got a massive fucking train set in his fucking attic. You know, it's amazing. To be fair to it, it is absolutely amazing. You know, from a collector's standpoint, I understand how and what he's done, but he spent 25, 30 years building it. You know, only bought specific things for it and stuff like that, refined it, made it better. That's the life of the collector. You know, you see all these people paying top dollar for fragrances which they're neither rare nor worthy, frankly, of the kind of outlay that people are paying for them. And it's hard, but it's their money. They make their choice. That collection's only going to lose money. Not that I'm collecting to make money or anything. When I sell to my friends, I sell them at cost. You know, if I'm selling something on eBay, I'm trying to make some money. If I'm selling to a friend, I try to get my money back. But you see people, JJ's there, preach rich. I want to help people avoid wasting the money. Yeah, you have to know what is. There would be nothing I would love more. I don't know that I've got the social. I don't know that I've got the social vocabulary to convince people not to waste their money on shit like Dylan Blue. Or if you do want Dylan Blue, right, there's no point in having Dylan Blue, Sauvage, Bleu de Chanel, Y by fucking what they're called, YSL. Like, you don't need all of those. But you see people with like massive blue collections, and I'm like, mate, you've just wasted your money. Why? You could always expand that outwards as well, you know. I've got a few perfumes that smell similar. Femme de Roche, Teatro alla Scala, Opium. Those three fragrances are quite similar. They're different enough to own them, in my opinion. But the difference between the three fragrances I've just said, Opium, Teatro alla Scala, and Femme de Roche, is mine are older bottles, and they're rare, and they will not. It's like buying a brand new car. You buy a brand new car, you drive it off the forecourt, you've lost half your money. You know? Whereas if you buy a second-hand car or a car which has been around for a lot longer, you don't lose that money just for buying it from retail. You are paying. Oh. You know? Let's see if JJ can articulate it a bit better than I can. Because we're saying the same thing. It's just I'm feel like I'm going around in circles when I'm trying to explain it. You know? I got a 100ml gift set of I got a 100ml gift set of Infusion Dome, which included a 100ml shave cream for 100 a pop, and had the original plastic bag they came with. Nice. Was that all 7? You could sell those. You could sell those for like $150, $200. If you got 7 of those, Stephs, then you could sell each one of those for double what you paid for it. Oh, for God's sake. Oh. Who's there? He's getting no reply, so I keep trying. Oh, dear me. You could easily make a killing trading frags, Rich. Why don't you? I don't know. I'm not sure how consistent I could be. I'm not sure that I want to turn my hobby and love into a business. The fragrance community is littered with people making a business out of the hobby, and it always kills their love for it. It always does. Becomes a job, becomes a chore, becomes difficult, becomes hard. You know? I enjoy business. I enjoy that sort of thing. But do I want to trade them? Probably not. Oh, excuse me whilst I hydrate. I'm going to nom a little bit of this Mars bar. Excuse me. So, JJ says it's like rack store or cheapy hauls. Rack store and cheapy scents should be curated if collected at all. There are gems in the rough, so no one should be swimming in them like Scrooge McDuck. Yeah. On Crane Noir. All three of them. Brilliant. £30 each. Under £30 each. Amazing. At discounters. Retail, they're over £100. I never realised that. Do you know, I'd never given any consideration to what they cost retail until one day I saw them at retail and they were over £100 each. And I was like, what? I was like, what is this? I felt like someone had slapped us with a wet fish. I was like, what's going on? Surely not. But surely they were well over £100 as well. They're amazing cheapies, and there is nothing better than a bargain. There is nothing better than a bargain at all. Be left in no doubt. You know, if you can get a really good fragrance at a fucking really good price, buy. The difficulty comes in identifying what is a really good fragrance and what is a really good price. Those Guerlains, like Heritage, Habit Rouge, Vetiver, you can pick them up for under 40 quid in the UK at discounters, or you used to be able to. Bargains, cheapies. But like the key word in JJ's thing there is curated. You know, you've got to know what is worth buying and what's not. And a lot of people who start getting into fragrances and they catch the bug instantly, you know, because everybody likes a nice fragrance. Like, there are very few people who don't like fragrances, you know, or even if they don't like fragrances, no, there are a few people who don't wear fragrances at all. There are even fewer who don't like fragrances at all. That's what I'm trying to say. So people get into it, they get stimulated, they like that, they like the idea that they can smell nice, because I mean, that's lovely. You know, being complimented on how you smell is amazing. You know, it rarely happens because people aren't so social these days, and it's not really like, nobody actually wants to talk to random strangers about how they smell. That's like one of the only compliments I ever got was from a couple of little old ladies in the auction house who remarked how nice I smelled, and I was wearing Opium Secret de Parfum. And they were like, oh my God, that smells incredible on you. I was like, thank you very much. It was two little old ladies. I'm taking that all day, taking that, and I will dine out on that for years. That's genuinely one of the only compliments I've ever got, though. I wear fragrance every day, and I wear big, loud fragrances as well. These people who give you top 10 most complimented lists season after season are lying to you. But anyway, sorry, I don't know how I got there. Cheap work ain't good. Good work ain't cheap, says Micah. That's true. Mercedes used to depreciate less and were cheaper in the long run than less expensive cars. That, the key word in that sentence, A to Z, is used to. You know, not the case anymore. You buy a brand new Mercedes, it's cutting in half. The thing is, as well, Mercedes used to run for a long time. Apart from their electrics, the electrics in old Mercedes were fucking appalling. I got 7, Mitch. You got 7 of those, Stephs. You got 7 of those. Mate, you'll double your money, at least, if you want to. Put three on eBay. Get $600 back. You've got 4 of them for $100. You're laughing. Micah says, always listen to Lanier Smith in my head. Wear what you love, not what they say you should like. Yes. I think that's the problem with oversaturated market today. Yeah, I totally agree with you. That's absolutely spot on. I agree with you as well. Always listen to Lanier Smith. Lanier Smith is rarely, if ever, wrong. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard him be wrong before. I miss Lanier Smith not making videos anymore. He hasn't made one for a long time. That's not to say he doesn't make videos anymore. I'm just saying he hasn't made any for a long time, which is a shame because he's a fucking lovely bloke. Like, Enrique says, your thoughts on reviewers that hype fragrances? Which hype have you bought in the past? I don't like reviewers that hype certainly not new fragrances, and certainly not niche fragrances, because we all know they've got the bottle for nothing, and they are not reviewing them. They're not reviewers. They are presenters at that point. They're not reviewers. They're presenters. They are presenting an infomercial. Which hype have you bought in the past? Oh, God. I've bought a few hypes in the past, but... So, usually what I do with a hype thing, right, is that I found out early on what to do is follow reviewers who's... or take what's it called when somebody recommendations? Take recommendations from reviewers whose nose is similar to yours. So very early on, I found that Mark, Greggy, Christo, Eugene. Eugene's was more of I followed Eugene's more sort of his thought process rather than his actual individual taste in fragrance. You know, I liked the way that he thought about fragrances rather than the actual fragrances he liked. Because if you follow me and Eugene, you'll know that a lot of our tastes do not align. But his thought process was brilliant, I thought. And there are lots of reviewers who I'm leaving out there whose name escapes me completely. And it's unfair. But I figured out early on we'll use Mark as an example. I always knew when Mark explained a fragrance, the way he explained it, the type of thing he said about a fragrance. I got to know Mark through his videos about what he meant when he said certain things about fragrances, and I knew. I'll take one off you. Queer by Mona Diorio. Mark gave it a 10 out of 10, and the way he spoke about it, I'd never smelled it before, right? And it made me buy a sample from Les Santas. I bought it, and it was like, holy shit. I was like, I must own this. Right, and I've blind bought a lot of fragrances that Mark has. At Scentland as well. That's just come to my head. Scentland as well. Sorry, Christoph. Bought a lot of fragrances that these people have recommended, and I've hardly ever been let down. But you've got to know yourself, and you've got to know the person who is hyping the fragrance. And there's another major point I would make there as well. If you ever buy a fragrance that's been hyped to you and you blind buy it and you don't like it, that's your fault, not theirs. It's very much your own fault. You take responsibility. It's your money. You paid your money. You made your choice. It's not the person who recommended it. It's a harsh lesson to learn, but it is the lesson to learn as well. Jonathan says, never sell anything. I have just a handful of interesting baggers for trade. Bait down the road. I like the scent, but really need 3 at most, and I'm good. Rest maybe for trade in the future. Yeah, that's a good shout. There'll be plenty of people who'll buy them. I don't know where you're located, but I'd be interested in one of them. But not at huge markups. JJ says, I sell periodically when taking inventory. I refuse to have too large a collection, and my tastes and attachments change over time. But I wouldn't want to have a whole business out of it. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want to. Like, I've got about 30, 40, 50 fragrances I'm probably going to sell. But this has been a long time coming. And I sort of agree with what JJ's saying there. Like, periodically just going through everything and thinking, well, I'm not going to wear that. I don't like that anymore. I'm just going to sell this because the price is high at the minute and I don't wear it. So it's good, and your things do change over time. That is totally true. It's crazy to me how many normies don't know discounters exist, says Jonathan. Yeah, I was once stood in a department store, and like this couple were looking at was it an Aramis fragrance? And it was like 50, 60, 70 quid. And I was like, here, go online, search all beauty, and then put the name of the fragrance in. It came up, it was like 17, 18 quid. And they were like, fucking hell. I was like, honestly, I've bought from there thousands of times. Well, not thousands of times, but I've bought from there like loads of times. It's all legit. And they were like, wow, thanks very much. It's amazing. They walked out the fucking shop. That's, well, the bricks and mortar shouldn't take the piss with their prices, you know? I think they like the prestige of being able to pay full price in some instances. People want the pretty woman moment. That's what Richie J calls it, the pretty woman moment, where they go into the shop, they go to the like the luxury part, they pay the money, and they walk out with the bag and everything like that, and they have the experience totally. Some people want that. Omar says, yep, why in the US people don't talk to people in Mexico? At least 3 people will talk to you while you're going for tomatoes at the store. Same in the UK. Parts of the UK, yes. Sometimes some people will talk to you, sometimes people don't want to talk to you, you know? It just depends. Indeed, says JJ. There are folks who think that anything discounted isn't authentic and may even be counterfeit. Yeah. Jonathan says, after my first 50 fragrances, I started to curate my collection, so I don't have a lot of fat in my collection, says Jonathan. I understand, believe my numbers have settled in the past year. Omar says, Scent of the Night, PDLN2, Parfum de la Nuit. Is that what I'm thinking? Is that a Roger, is it not? Shiva says, in the States, less than a quarter of the men wear fragrances. Baffling. Then again, it's not. It's a cultural thing. I mean, in Europe, I would say that is probably the other way around. 3/4 of men wear fragrances. I just think that I've always loved it. It's always stimulated us, always interested us. I've been like collecting fragrances since I was like old enough to buy them myself, like 16 years old. You know what I mean? Steph says Mitch is the truth. Well, thank you. You buy at your own discretion, says JJ. You choose not to sample first at your own discretion. Exactly. I hate it when I see comments on review. Well, I mean, I don't see them anymore, but you used to see comments on people's videos saying, you recommended this to me, I bought it and it was shit. And it's like, well, you think it's shit. I thought it was great. You listen to me. Like, it's your problem. It's your money. I didn't fucking steal the money from you. You know what I mean? What do you want us to do? Refund you because you're a fucking idiot. Shut up. It's exactly. Never once have I blamed anyone else, and never would I, for something that I have bought. It's your money. It's your power in the world, you know? It's your ability to, like, you have control over your own money, unless you don't. You know? You choose to give that money and power away. Lagandam says JJ floral notes, and then there's Lucky Scent reps that say fragrances are never discounted, implying that if anything they might be counterfeit. Love Lucky Scent anyway. I got some samples from Lucky Scent. I got the incense series in sample form from Lucky Scent. The Lucky Scent rep tried to turn around and say to me that fragrances are never discounted. I would laugh in their face and made sure everybody else in the shop heard and why I was laughing in their face as well. I'm not taking that. Fucking patronize me. There are many a time there's been an awkward moment where you realize that you know more about the fragrances you are talking to a sales rep about than they do. You know, perfume addict problems, you know. And then they look at you like you've got two fucking heads. You know, little bastards. Oh, like, how dare you? Like, I was told this by fucking my area manager. It's like, mate, you're a business. Like, that's what you are. You are more of a business than you are an expert on fragrance. Your area manager can fucking suck me balls as well. You know what I mean? Screw that. JJ says to JJ, they're just ensuring folks buy from them and not a discounter. That's true, yeah. Shiva says, Omar, growing up in the South, it wasn't the way. I see exactly what you mean. Nowadays, it's a hospitality desert. Damn. Greggy Boy's recommendations still stand with me today, says Bob. Bulgari Black, that's the hockey puck. Opus 6, GIT, especially the vintage, like the older, the 120ml bottles. So salty. Goodness me. Lovely stuff. Lag and Dam says, yep, they're legitimate because they don't discount, and I was born yesterday. Yeah. Sticks, with your schlong hammer. Welcome. How are you? Brick and mortars really do take the piss with their prices, says Jonathan. Yeah, it is. It's a nightmare. JJ says it's the same in the US. Depends what region or even what part of the state. Yeah. Everyone's saying hello to the schlong. Sean says, Scent of the Night, Hermes and Jardin sur la Croix. I like that one. I like the one. I like Monsieur Lee as well. In fact, I like most of the ones in that range. I really don't like the Lagoon one, though. I don't know what it is about it. It might be the colour of, you know, like the script on the bottle. It's got this kind of shitty copper kind of colour, you know? Like dog diarrhea. Ooh, sorry about that. I recently bought a 2012 Eau Sauvage Parfum sealed for 120 US. How did I do? That's fine. That's about right. JJ says that's about the going right, yeah. Rich, the lettering on my Pavarotti is disappearing by the week. Well, stop rubbing at it. Stop itching it, Bob. Leave it alone. It does do that. I've seen them do that, though. Fortunately, mine hasn't. But I'm nearly finished that bottle, and the next bottle I open might not be the same. So, but I have seen that. I remember Aram did a review with his wife, Mari, and on the bottle, it only had Pavar Anno, or Anno Pavar, and it meant Pavarotti's anus, or Pavar's anus. Sorry. But if you go on, I think it was on Aram's channel. It might be on Mari's channel, actually. My so-called garden. It's a shame she hasn't uploaded anything. I was interested in that garden. Anyway, look, you said sample vials are shite, says Mike. Oh, God almighty, they're so bad. Little, tiny little things. You feel like you're going to break them whenever you fucking try to get the dabber out, and the dabber's awful as well. Bastards. Why don't they just use fucking spray samples like everyone else? Probably because they can't get the tiny little ones that they want to give. It's 0.7 mil for $4. Shithouses. Look, you sent sample vials or shite. Yeah, well, that was worth reading again. Same feelings. Yes, is Lag and Dam. I think Ashton has a Lucky Scent discount code. Don't know. Sticks says, yeah, those bottles do that, lol. I disliked it too. Yeah, it's a nightmare. Bob says, scent of the day, queer beluga, must go to the chemist, pick up RX. What are you picking up from the chemist? Steph says, original formula, JJ, before reformulation in the black box. I actually prefer the reformulation of... I know it's sacrilege to say that. I know it's outrageous, and like I'll get hit by lightning when I walk out the door the next time. But I actually really like the 2017 version. I think it's the LME. You know, LME's got that kind of crazy, like, not, I don't want to say lemony, but it's got that kind of citric sort of vibe in the resin. But I must confess, I have not spent enough time with 2012. So I should go back over. And maybe do a video comparing them. Might have been done before, I'm not sure. Jonathan says, yeah, I've got 2 Pavarotti and one of them has no print left at all. Yeah. I really love the shape of those bottles. The Pavarotti bottles are amazing to hold in the hand as well. They're very ergonomic, you know. Just feel like you could just slap someone with it, you know. Rah! A Rocco Barocco joint has the worst print ever, though. Do you know, I think I've got a bottle of that. Lagandam says, Michael John, they do have promos and free shipping around 10 to 15% usually, but you'll never see huge discounts. No. JJ says, Manly, I remember when I was looking for a bottle, how 3 or 4 of them had the letters rubbed off. I think Anuja's still got some 75 mLs somewhere. It's beautiful. I can imagine that fragrance being lovely, like in the back, you know, like if they had like shower gel or what's the one you put in your hair? I mean, it's been a long time since I've ever had hair to put anything in, but shampoo, that's the word. Jesus. The soap, I've got the soap. The soap's amazing. It's beautiful smell. I'm gonna do it. I can't believe I'm about to say this out loud. I'm going to do a vintage soap video one day. I just move in on bar soap guys video territory, you know. I'm gonna go through. I've got a box full of vintage soaps. Right, one of the best ones though. I've got some really outrageous ones that you wouldn't believe are soaps. You know, I've got an original shaker bottle version of Bellamy soap. And it literally smells like smoke as well. You know, like when you've been outside and you've been trying to have a fire and like it's really hard to get going at first unless you use like an accelerant. And that it's quite smoky and you get smoke on your clothes and then you get smoke on your skin and suddenly everything smells of fucking bastard smoke. That's what I imagine getting out of the shower after using that soap is like. I love the way you say bastard, says Adam D. Cheers, Adam. It might be a British thing that I think we just, it's just like, bastard's a really old British word that we really get behind when we say it, you know? Just get some oomph. Steph says, I know you do, Mitch. I like the strong Myrno in the 2012. Yeah. I mean, neither of them are bad, are they? Do you know what I mean? I remember Mr. Smelly was, he wasn't happy when it got reformulated. He did a video about it. Because he really liked that Eau Sauvage Parfum. I remember that. Manly Scent said I had 3 bottles. Only one of them had some print left. Oh, dear. Joint is a great fragrance, says Jonathan. Interference says Joint and Pavarotti are the only bottles I have where the print have rubbed off. Doesn't Pavarotti have a product line? Yes, he does. That's what I was saying. All the other little products and stuff like that in the line were amazing. Omar says, my pretty small 2mm Mitsuko Parfum. I deleted the letters while trying to open it. Oh no. Manly Sense says, as Pavarotti Donna was well smelled at once. Meh. Yeah. I've never smelled the Donna. I don't know that I want to. I don't know that I want to spoil like the rest of like, you know, like I really love Pavarotti that much. I don't really want to just like desecrate the memory of it by smelling anything else. That's why I haven't smelled the other one. There's another Pavarotti fragrance and I don't want to smell it because I'm scared. I'm scared it'll ruin it for us. You ever seen a film that's really like not affected you, but like really like you really loved it the first time you saw it? The way it made you feel, the way you remember it, the plot, the surprises, the shock, the like everything about it, and you watch the film and you're like fucking hell, and you want to savor that feeling, and like you never watch it again. Like I don't know if that's I imagine this might be the exact opposite to what most people do, who like go back and like watch the film straight away again. There are a lot of films that I have watched and only watched once because I just wanted to keep the memory the way it was, you know, the way it made us feel. I'm trying to think of one now and I can't because of course I can't. Shit. I'll think of one when I come to it. The Usual Suspects. The Usual Suspects. The first time I watched that, I was blown away. It took us about 7 or 8 years to watch it again, and then I watched it again and again and again. Because I didn't see that coming at the end. You know, I didn't see it coming, and I just remember being like, "Oh my god!" Like literally, like exclaiming out loud, being like, "Ah!" It got us massively. Got us. Love shit like that. I look forward to the soap video, says Manly Sense. Excellent. You might be looking forward to it for a little while, though, Manly Sense, because I don't know how soon I'm going to do that, but I will do it. I will do it. Stick says, when I first got Tour de Hermes, I know what's coming here. I was getting frustrated because I couldn't get the cap off. Thank God I didn't end up breaking the twist top. It feels a little loose after that. Mine's a little bit loose after that, but I knew on like because of the subject we were talking about that because I tried that as well. I tried to like tear the head. I was trying to tear the head off it, as I am known to do. But I was like, couldn't get it off, and then I think it was by accident it twisted, and I was like, oh. I'm sure I swore I would never tell anybody that, but here we are. We're letting this shit out. It's I don't know that like when you said it feels a little loose after that. I think the twist top is a little. It's not tight. Like it's got a little bit of give. You know, twist tops like that's particular style, always give me the feeling that they're going to come apart at some point. There's like a lot of moving parts. It reminds us of do you know CH Men Privé? You know that cap? It's on a chain type of thing, like a mechanism. That always feels like it's going to break. Whenever there's moving parts, I get worried that there's just more to break. Paco Rabanne XS as well. Not to mention those are fucking awkward fragrances to fucking spray just because of the way they are. But whenever there's moving parts, I just feel like, with me big fucking klutz hands, that I'm just gonna like I'm just gonna do enough mice and men and just like break it with me silly strength. Almost says the Usual Suspects is a great movie. It is a great movie, to be fair. Flora Note says that's why you find someone who hasn't seen it before and watch them watching it first experience vicariously. Yes, I always enjoy introducing people to the surprise, you know, and it is great, like, because they'll turn around and say, "Oh my god, I didn't see that coming," and anyway, like, neither did I when I first saw it. Omar says Cinema Paradiso is one of the best looking films I have ever seen. It is beautifully shot. It's beautifully shot. It's a gorgeous looking film, Cinema Paradiso, and the music for it's amazing as well. I love the theme tune. And The Secret in Their Eyes, some good things for the weekend. Yeah, Cinema Paradiso is amazing. I'm always on the hunt for someone who has not watched The Sixth Sense. Yes. Cinema Paradiso is a gorgeous film. It really is a fantastic film. I love it. And the soundtrack's immense. Have you ever seen Death in Venice or Morta Venice? That is a gorgeous looking film, but it is a little bit weird, and it's also a bit of a tough watch considering what happened to the boy in it. He wasn't. So what happened is he became very famous and it fucked his life up. And he really struggled with the attention and stuff like that. One of the original versions of that. And also the director Visconti was attracted to him. You know, I don't know that anything actually happened to him, but Visconti was known for enjoying younger men. And by men, I'm using the word men very, very loosely there. But Dirk Bogarde was really good in that film. The film was beautiful to look at. And Dirk Bogarde's very good in it. But it's a little unnerving. I don't like watching it. It's like Last Tango in Paris? Fucking Marlon Brando rapes that lass with a stick of butter. That actually happened. You know? That actually happened. Like, Marlon Brando should have gone to jail for what he did because she didn't know that was coming. And him and the director conspired with each other to do that to her. Fucking bastards. Fucking pair of them. The one shot. Bob says, nothing wrong with CHM Privé mechanism. 10 out of 10 bottle design. Not for me. I'm always on the hunt for someone who has not watched The Sixth Sense. Sorry, I've read that. Steph says, I just got my hands recently on Paco Rabanne's Sensual Summer, not Sensual Skin. Have you had a chance to get your nose on it? No, I haven't. I cried manly tears when watching Cinema Paradiso, says Manly. Yeah, not wrong with that. Shiva says, Forrest Gump was like that for me. By the way, The Usual Suspects is definitely in my top 7. It's a strange number. Top 7. Forrest Gump, yeah. You just want to watch Forrest Gump and then just put it down and say, that was awesome. And I don't need to watch it again because I just want to savor, like, I don't know, I don't want to be too passionate or like out like that, but you just want to like savor the memory of it, don't you? You know what I mean? I've seen Once Upon a Time in America, Omar. I think I have. I think I might be wrong about that actually. Is that the one with James? Is it not James Spader? The one with James Woods and Robert De Niro in about the Jewish gangsters. If you love the music and cinema Paradiso, see The Legend of 1900. I've never heard of that. Manly Senses made an outrageous joke. For once, she couldn't believe it was butter. Oh dear. It was scandalous, though. Seriously, it was outrageous. Like, they should have been fucking shot for that. It was fucking awful. Because she only came out and said that after they died. And she was, everybody knew, like, she went off, I don't want to say she went off the rails after that, but everybody knew she was, like, something had happened to her because she was a normal person before that, and then that shit happened and she was fucked up. Bless her. I don't particularly want to end on that note. So I'll eat this Mars bar. Poor thing, says James. Yeah. You can all look it up for yourselves. It's a matter of public record now. And I find it very difficult to enjoy anything. And Marlon Brando was one of my favorite actors, but you like, some shit's got, like, there's got to be rules in that, you know what I mean? Jesus. The 70s were a fucked up time in Hollywood. Even that 13-year-old girl who was done by Polanski at the party had spent the week with Jack Nicholson. They were passing around. Yeah, it's fucking disgraceful. You know? What gives them the fucking right to do that? Film acting's always been a funny profession as well, you know? Hundreds of years ago, actress was, if you were an actor or an actress, part of that, the other part of that was that you sold your body. Like, if you, like, it was literally the same thing. This was a long time ago, of course, but it seems to have been part of the culture, and it's continued on up to the present day. If you look at Harvey Weinstein and shit like that, the fucking slug that he is, the human fucking detritus, scandalous bastard. Glad he'll die in jail. Couldn't happen to a nicer bloke. Stephs says, also just recently got L'Eau de Se Pour Homme Noir Absolute. That's a hell of a name. Mitch, not much info on free granting or a bottle's up for sale. Any thoughts, Mitch? I basically stole this from a guy for $40. No, I've got no thoughts on that whatsoever. Other than to say that L'Eau de Se Pour Homme has too many flankers. It's turned into one of those fragrances. There are a few of notable note, I want to say, of notable note. There are a few of note that are worth trying. The 2009 one that Robes went on about, Anuj had a bottle of that lurking about, bizarrely. So I bought that. At a very good price. And it goes for silly prices. I don't know whether that's because Mark hyped it up or not, but it goes for silly prices online. I managed to get mine for a good price, so I've got that, but I've got to be honest with you, like, there's got to be 40 flankers. There's got to be at least 40 flankers of L'Eau de Se Pour Homme, and almost all of them aren't worth it. I've never smelled that one, so I can't say that one for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was if it wasn't the best. But for $40, at least you haven't spent a lot of money on it. And if you like it, then what does it matter? If you like it and you've spent $40 for a fragrance that you really like or you love, then you're winning. You know? You can't argue with the facts. And on that more cheerful note, I am off. And I certainly am off. I'm going to go to sleep after this because I am tired. Once again, friends, you have kept me company and I have enjoyed it greatly. I do love these streams and I do love talking to you. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I will see you all again soon. Goodbye.